gosh. Okay, so what's the English word? Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to another episode of I am your host, Naleleigh. If it is your first time here, hope that you enjoyed this video so much that you like, subscribe, and maybe even share with your friends. If it's not your first time, what's up, homie? Okay, so let's get straight into the video. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about ibuprofen. You know what I mean? Is it bad? Is it good? Should you care? Should you not? And yeah, that's about it. So this video is literally for anyone interested in how ibuprofen works, but it's specifically for people that are like low-key kind of like dependent on it. So maybe my girlies that are on their period and get like bad period pains, or if you just like are prone to pain, or if you have like arthritis, just things that you should just look out for. So yeah, I hope this helps. Not the Dustin people. I do y'all's job. Okay, so what is ibuprofen? It is a drug that is used to treat fever, swelling, pain, and redness by preventing the from making a substance. So the substance could be histamine, bradykinin, but the main thing is prostaglandins and also thromboxane A2, for example. And these substances are the ones that cause inflammation. So ibuprofen belongs to a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug group, abbreviated as NSAID small s. NSAIDs, and NSAIDs are, I hope I'm saying it properly, NSAIDs are also broken down into specific and non-specific NSAIDs, and ibuprofen falls under non-specific NSAIDs. So non-specific NSAIDs, apart from being anti-inflammatory, are also anticoagulant. And so anticoagulant just means that it just makes your blood thinner, because coagulation, or rather platelet coagulation, is when the platelets form together, like they kind of stick and form blood clots. So those clots are normally to help an injured cell. You know, like if you cut yourself, blah 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 blah, makes your blood thicker. So being an anticoagulant does the opposite, it makes your blood thinner. So apart from being anticoagulant, they also inhibit COX-1 and COX-2, which is the enzyme that is involved in making prostaglandins. Oh gosh. So the problem with it being non-specific is that it targets both COX-1 and COX-2. So we're gonna get into that, okay? So I'm gonna just give you a little physiology lesson, okay? Classes in session. It's time to learn, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So how ibuprofen works is that when you're hurt, so if you like cut yourself, or there's just like pain in your body, your immune cells or any other cell will release arachidonic acid. So I'm gonna go call arachidonic acid what it's abbreviated as, which is AA, because I'm not about to say arachidonic acid, because you can see already the pronunciation with prostaglandins is a lot, okay? So what AA does is that it gets converted into prostaglandins by the enzyme COX. So COX is cyclooxygenase, and so that's the enzyme that converts AA into, wait a minute, who is in the yard? I heard the sensors go off, so I hope that was just a bird, otherwise there's like someone in the yard. Anyway, yikes. What was I saying? So AA will be converted into prostaglandins. I'm gonna call them PGs. Okay, I'm gonna call prostaglandins PGs. So AA will be converted into PG by COX. So COX is cyclooxygenase. So that's the enzyme. So the prostaglandins will then initiate or cause fever, enhance pain, or inflammation. So the problem with ibuprofen being a non-specific NSAID is that, like I said, it inhibits COX-1 and COX-2. So COX-1 is the good guy because PGs are a necessity in your body because they play certain roles in different organs that need a homeostasis to be present, okay? So when you're inhibiting both of them, you're kind of, what's the English word? Oh, my freaking word. Okay, so it's just a problem because you're compromising, there we go, you're compromising your other organs and their functions, okay? So COX-1 is, so when arachidonic acid gets converted into prostaglandins, it's a two-step process. So it will go from AA to PGs, and that's COX-1's function, and that's what normally happens in your body. So when you have a fever or you're experiencing pain or inflammation, that's when COX-2 plays a role. So COX-2 is the bad guy. So that's what happens, and that's why, you know, non-specific NSAIDs are a bit of an issue if you don't take them properly or over a long-term use. Okay, so ibuprofen is the one that inhibits the COX enzyme, which produces PGs, and if it's inhibiting that reaction, that means it prevents the production of PGs, which means it reduces pain, fever, or inflammation. Okay, so I hope that explanation was good. Now, if it isn't, just rewind the video enough times, but I tried to make it as clear as possible. Just shout out to my English there, my pronunciations were not coming through for me though, so okay. So I'm going to just talk about just some of the common side effects and the severe ones and some of the questions that arose on the internet with concerns with taking ibuprofen. So some of the common side effects, which are usually mild and can be prevented by taking ibuprofen with milk or food. Some of them are stomach pain, heartburn, nausea, vomiting, gas, constipation, and diarrhea. So some of the serious ones that are most of the time uncommon and can usually be avoided by administering ibuprofen as recommended by either the pharmacist or your doctor. So these side effects, the risks are increased if you take too much ibuprofen or if you taking them over a long period of time. These side effects are not uncommon to you anymore because, you know, you're increasing the risk of getting them. Some of these serious ones are damage to your stomach or intestines. It's rare, but an overdose could be fatal, but it's very rare. But you know, don't overdose. And also mixing ibuprofen with alcohol can increase the risk of stomach or intestinal bleeding. Okay, so some of the symptoms of these like serious side effects are difficult or slow breathing, convulsions, severe headaches, and or seizures, and a bunch of other things. But just like these, every time I'm like talking about like these health things and stuff like that, you obviously have to kind of know your body. You know, if you're someone who gets like headaches or migraines and stuff like that, then obviously these symptoms, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you need to know your body. Like, I'm someone that doesn't really get a headache. So when I do get a headache, I normally know that, okay, it's either because I haven't eaten or haven't drinking enough water or other reasons, you know what I mean? So that for me would be like oh, maybe I should check that out. You know what I'm saying? So always take these like symptoms and stuff like that with like a grain of salt because they may not be for you. They won't like show up for you. And I also realized that I should probably have like a disclaimer in the beginning of like these videos to let you know that I'm not like a registered nothing. I'm just a girl who did BSc in biochemistry and physiology, did her honors in biochemistry, and so some of these things are like stuff that I learned at school, but a lot of the stuff is Google, because some of the stuff I don't remember that I learned at school. So there is that. Okay. So some of the questions that arose on the internet was like, could you get a heart attack or stroke? Can it cause kidney and blood pressure change? Can it cause internal bleeding? So moral of the story is it all comes back to the enzyme that ibuprofen inhibits, which is COX-1 and COX-2. So COX-1 plays an important role in terms of maintaining the stomach lining, as well as maintaining the pressure in, okay, obviously it's not the COX enzyme, it's the arachidonic acid that gets converted into prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are the ones that play a role in maintaining your stomach lining, as well as the pressure in your kidneys. So if COX-1 is inhibited, it becomes a problem. So for example, in your kidneys, like I said, prostaglandin maintains the pressure in there, which helps with the whole filtration of your body's fluid that happens in the kidneys, which helps in maintaining blood pressure. So because you're administering ibuprofen, because it's a non-specific NSAID, it means that it's inhibiting both the COXes, which can lead to an imbalance of fluid pressure in your body, which can decrease kidney function and increase your blood pressure. And some of these symptoms could be dizziness, dehydration, fluid buildup, etc. But this is obviously if you're administering the medication wrong, and if you're maybe using it over a long periodical time, okay? And then another question was, can it cause internal bleeding? So if you're someone, like I said, it's just a bunch of repetitiveness, but decreasing the production of all types of PGs in your body, it can cause bleeding and ulcers in your stomach and your intestines. So also with that point, if you're someone who smokes, or if you're someone who's prone to ulcers, maybe you should just stay away from ibuprofen, or don't take it out. Like, take it when you really need it. So yeah, so the takeaway from this video that is kind of, I feel like, all over the place, but the takeaway is that you should, with any medication in general, you should take it how the instructions say in the box, or how your doctor or the pharmacist has told you to take it. Don't just be doing whatever, okay? Especially with antibiotics, you guys don't know how much you're killing us in the science field, because it's getting harder to, what do I want to say? When you don't finish the course of your antibiotics, or you're taking your antibiotics incorrectly, you're making your body build up resistance to that antibiotic, and which means that what if something happens again and you have to go to the doctor? The doctor's going to have to prescribe an antibiotic that's stronger than that, because your body is used to the antibiotic that you took before. So you're building up the resistance to the antibiotic, and then now it's a problem because there's not enough antibiotics left, and it takes almost like 20 years to make an antibiotic and put it out there for the public consumption, because it has to be, you know, approved by the FDA, blah 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 blah. So please take the medication properly. Please, you guys are stressing us, okay? It's stressful, okay? Take the medication properly, all medication, please. So moral of the story is, take it properly, do not overdose. So the internet says you should not take more than 3,200 milligrams of ibuprofen in a day, 4 to 6 hours apart. So, oh, let me tell you the brands that have ibuprofen. So Nurofen has ibuprofen, and aspirin has ibuprofen, and yeah, you can read on the boxes of these medications, but those are the popular ones. And so I know with the pink Nurofens, you're not supposed to exceed 3 of those tablets in a day, and you should take them in 8-hour intervals. That's what the packet says. The silver ones, I can't remember. clearly, but I know that you shouldn't take more than 6 in a day. And I think Zona, yeah, it was about 4 to 6 hours apart. So that is very important. Please listen to that. And I know with my girlies that like struggle from period pains, you know, suffering at the hands of period pains, I know that it's tough, y'all. I know that it's tough. And I know some of you guys have overdosed on ibuprofen. I know, because I have done that. Don't do that often, okay? Like, don't do it at all, but like if we're keeping it 100, you guys like taking chances with your bodies. You know, I like taking chances with my bodies. It's not healthy, but I don't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that the problem with pain medication, especially if like something like period pains, like you're gonna get that every single freaking month, you're gonna start building a dependence, low-key an addiction to it, where it's like to the point where you like feel the slightest pain and you're already reaching for the Nurofen or for the aspirin. And so it becomes a little bit of a problem. But I don't know, maybe you can watch my video on like how I ease my period pains. Maybe you can get some ideas on that. But I think that, you know, if possible, because sometimes it really is impossible to find like natural ways to help your body in terms of like pain. But I don't know, like I don't know what to say, honestly, because period pains, one thing about period pains, they're crippling. And, you know, as a honey, we're like expected to still continue with like everyday things. And so these pain medications really do coming through for us. But the problem is the effects that it can have on your body long term. That's the problem. So, yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, maybe when you can, if you have the means, whatever the story is, try alternative ways to ease your pain. You know, it doesn't have to just be period pains, but like other alternative ways just to give your body a break from all of this medicine that you put into it, okay? So I hope this video helped you. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. If you have any questions, as per usual, you can always ask me in the comment section below. You can DM me on Twitter or Instagram. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys stay safe. And, you know, South Africans, please behave, because I have plans on the 30th of December. So I don't want the country to close or like stop like travel. Please.